68, but you mean 54, right?
No, 68.
You want to go up to 68. So who would you fight at 68? Canelo?
If he win, or Charlo, the winner.
Wow. That would be crazy.
I want to be 3-time undisputed.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So originally, after Terence Crawford beat Errol Spence and he was asked about fighting against Canelo Alvarez, he said he would be willing to fight him at 160. He said 158, 160, a catch weight, right? Knowing that Canelo Alvarez fights at 168. When Canelo was asked to respond to what Terence Crawford said, Canelo was asked, what weight class would you fight Crawford at? He said 168, meaning he would not go down below 168. So Crawford came back and then he said, I'm willing to fight him at 168, as you guys just heard in that clip. And now that Terence Crawford is willing to go all the way up to 168 and take on the challenge, now when Canelo is asked about fighting Crawford at 168, Canelo's response is, it's impossible. Because like he say, if he beat Gervonta, everybody's going to say, yeah, he's too small. So it's the same thing. I respect Crawford. He's a good fighter, but we're in different weight classes. But that doesn't make a whole lot of sense coming from Canelo Alvarez because he's fighting Jermell Charlo right now. And according to reports, Canelo Alvarez, he chose Jermell Charlo over Jermall Charlo. And Canelo never said that if he fights Jermell, people will just say he's too small when Jermell is moving up 2 weight classes. You can't attribute it to the height and the reach because Josito Lopez was taller than Canelo Alvarez. And that was an opponent that Canelo Alvarez handpicked. And Josito Lopez had just moved up from 140 and he ended up fighting Canelo Alvarez at 154. This is something Canelo Alvarez has been doing his entire career. He did the same thing with Amir Khan. But never did Canelo Alvarez say, if I were to fight Amir Khan, Josito Lopez, Jermell Charlo, people are just going to say, I just beat him because he was too small. When Canelo Alvarez was asked, his thoughts on the Errol Spence-Terence Crawford fight, he said he expected that to happen. He always felt that Terence Crawford was a better fighter than Errol Spence. I truly believe that Canelo Alvarez, he has an enormous amount of respect for Terence Crawford's talent. He sees Terence Crawford the same way I believe all of us do, which is not only pound for pound the best fighter in the world today, but the closest fighter to Floyd Mayweather, but with much, much more knockout power and can knock you out with either hand. I think Canelo understands, despite Crawford moving up 3 weight classes, I think Canelo feels that Crawford would be his most difficult fight just off of the skill set. You guys have to remember, the reason why Canelo was so confident that he could beat Floyd Mayweather was because he felt that he would be so much bigger than Floyd. He would be able to just walk through all of his punches like he did with Amir Khan, like he did with Miguel Cotto. But Canelo, he learned in that fight against Floyd Mayweather that skill set and intelligence can trump size and power. And Jermell Charlo is going to try to show Canelo Alvarez the same thing in September. While Canelo Alvarez was fighting against a blown-up lightweight in Floyd Mayweather, he's going to be fighting against a blown-up super welterweight in Jermell Charlo. So there is going to be a little bit of a difference when it comes to power, when it comes to his height and reach. But without the ring intelligence, that's not going to mean a whole lot. The one thing I will say that's pretty interesting with Canelo Alvarez is every single time Canelo Alvarez did fight a guy that was much smaller than he was, they actually all did really well in the fight. They were actually in the fight. It was like a seesaw battle. The Josito Lopez fight was very competitive, back and forth. So was the Amir Khan fight. In fact, Amir Khan was actually up on the scorecards before he got stopped by Canelo Alvarez. By way of contrast, we seen Terence Crawford make the Amir Khan fight one of his easiest fights. So if Amir Khan could be that successful against Canelo Alvarez, imagine how successful Crawford would be against him. The same thing can be said about Jermell Charlo, although Crawford is a better fighter. And I think Canelo Alvarez, he sees it the same way. When it comes to Terence Crawford in particular, Canelo most likely looks at Crawford as a Floyd Mayweather, but with much more power. Coincidentally, this is exactly what Freddie Roach had said when originally Bob Arum was trying to force Manny Pacquiao to fight against Terence Crawford originally, according to Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach, he came out multiple times and he said that, Bob Arum, he keeps trying to make us fight Terence Crawford, but that's a very dangerous fight. And Freddie Roach, he said it. He said Terence Crawford is like a Floyd Mayweather, but with power. And then, of course, years later, Bob Arum, he came out trying to save face for Manny Pacquiao, saying that he was the one that killed the fight. He didn't want to see Manny Pacquiao possibly get hurt, which is what made Terence Crawford's lawsuit against him so strong, because he admitted that he was basically sabotaging Terence Crawford's career. He was supposed to be promoting him. Instead, he was demoting him. I mean, that's basically the trademark of what a promoter is supposed to do. You have the young lion and you have the old lion. You pass the torch on to the young lion, or at least guarantee the young lion the opportunity. Like when Oscar De La Hoya, when he fought Julio Cesar Chavez. Bob Arum took away the biggest fight of Terence Crawford's career at the time. Do you guys know how much bigger Terence Crawford would be if he would have fought Manny Pacquiao 3-4 years ago? Because we all know he would have stopped him. Because Crawford stops everyone that he gets in the ring with, especially with the mistakes that Manny Pacquiao makes. But unlike Juan Manuel Marquez, Crawford, he would have dominated Manny Pacquiao and then knocked him out, because this is what he does in all of his fights. So at the time, Crawford was really robbed of his legacy, but he definitely made up for it by getting the Errol Spence fight, which is the only reason why now he can be compared to Floyd Mayweather. So while it might be a little premature to talk about Canelo Alvarez fighting against Terence Crawford, because there's no guarantee he will get past Jermell Charlo, if he does get past Jermell Charlo, he will then have the option to fight the David Benavidez-Andrade winner, Jermall Charlo, or Terence Crawford at 168. And I think he would rather fight the guys at 168 instead of fighting Terence Crawford there. So we'll see what happens in September. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, the
Fever blisters, diabetic ulcers.
this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Elo Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to elodekey.com.
Like them on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.
My name is Chris, and I'm all the way here from Anchorage, Alaska at Scalp Carolinas, and I'm here for my second treatment of SMP. Well, I was sitting at home one day and going over my Facebook page, and they have different, like advertisements popping up, and I saw one for SMP. And I saw some pictures of some guys, before and after, and I was looking at that, and it caught my attention. So I Googled it. SMP, nothing showed up in my area. So, I did a little more research, and all of a sudden, Scalp Carolinas popped up in the web browser. So I started watching his videos and seeing all the reaction from all the other people. We talked on the phone, we made appointments and everything. I sent him pictures, and he looked at them, and I was like, "Can you fix this?" And, he pretty much said, "No problem." My first session, he made me feel extremely comfortable. It was almost like I was talking to family. He started, and during the whole treatment, we talked and, about our families and our life, and, and things that he does and things that I do. And before I know it, the first session was over. When you see someone doing something that they love, as much as I see Enoch Glover love what he does, it shows in his work. I wouldn't point anyone in any other direction but here to North Carolina, Scalp Carolinas, to get this done.